Hello, this is Mr. C. Johnson 007 from JumpStart IT Academy. Get skilled in IT over a college degree. Today I wanted to go over 5 reasons people should not become IT professionals. Now, it sounds a little counterintuitive that I would launch JumpStart IT Academy to help launch people into information technology and then instruct people or certain people to not enter technology. And that's just simply to weed people out, meaning that in IT, there is a lot of opportunity, but it does take work and it takes a certain personality and a certain type of person to be able to have the wherewithal to endure the IT industry. So I'm going to look down at some of the things that I wrote down. So I'll get right into it. So the number one reason I believe that someone should not enter the IT industry, 100% focus on the money. Okay. All right. So if somebody is 100% focused simply on making money and they're looking at IT as that, I guess, get rich quick thing that they desire, IT is probably not the place for you. I say that not to, burst someone's bubble, but basically to demystify, your mystification of IT. Meaning, you know that there's people who are succeeding in IT, and you're thinking to yourself, well, this person is driving I worked with people who drove Porsches and all these fancy cars and lived in, million dollar, multi-million dollar homes. But the reality is that just like anything else, it takes work to be able to produce results at that level. And not only does it take work, it takes consistency. So if someone is just seeing window shopping information technology, as I would say, if you're just window shopping, you're going to be in for a big surprise in that you're going to realize that technology moves so fast and you must learn. You must constantly be learning. You must constantly be changing. You must constantly be adjusting. You must constantly be studying. So as an IT professional, I would go to work and I would apply the skills that I had as a network engineer. And after I finish doing that, I'd have maintenance windows, and these maintenance windows can be 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, depending on the maintenance window. I get back up in the morning and I either join meetings or troubleshoot, or if anything happened during the maintenance window. So not only are there, depending on what type of profession you are, that's a preface there. I'm not saying that every IT professional is experiencing the same schedule that I had, but I'm just giving you a snapshot, a quick example that it's not all rosy. There's work involved to it. Now, on the outside, there is a romantic sense to information technology because you hear success stories like myself or others who have taken technology and literally used it to shape and form the life that they desired. But the reality is, in order to be able to do that, money surely cannot be the priority, because it will get to a certain point, just like professional athletes get to this point, that money is not enough to motivate you to go to practice. Meaning, for IT professional, it's not enough to make you continue studying. It's not enough that would make you adjust your life or make certain sacrifices so that you can keep current with technology, make certain financial investments, take a hit in your personal life because you had to attend this meeting or go to this place or attend this conference or attend this seminar. And there's just a lot more that goes into technology besides the money. There needs to be a big why. There needs to be some level of commitment that comes from your heart that would cause you, that no matter what you're being paid, you would be consistent with the path that you're on. There was times where I wasn't working for over a year, and I didn't have money coming in, but guess what? I still was studying as if I was still working, because I understand how the IT industry works, and I know that the time that I was putting it into studying, I would eventually be paid for that. And I was paid very handsomely. So it takes a certain kind of person to be able to walk by that level of faith. And if I was just simply motivated by money when I wasn't receiving any money for my efforts, I would have quit. I would have chose to go in the area of finance or just do entrepreneurial endeavors. But so I would encourage you, if money is your 100% focus, this is probably not place for you. Information technology is probably not it, because there will be gaps and there will be times the market will change, the economy will change, technology will change. And if money is simply motivating you, you may not have a big enough why to adjust with that change, fuel yourself, and be energized enough to be able to keep pace with technology or with that particular change. Number two, hate technology. So if you find yourself hating technology, hating gadgets, hating the fact that certain things are being automated, you're looking at factories being automated. You're looking at all this change. I just recently heard that 18 wheelers are now being automated, I believe, by Tesla. So when you're hearing all this automation, if it frustrates you, then hey, you might hate technology. I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying that do that hate test for technology and see if you find yourself hating technology. But when I say hate technology, I also mean, like, if you hate the shifts and the improvements that technology pushes society or pushes an industry, then you may be hating technology. And if you hate technology, guess what? You are supposed to be a part of that change. I'm not saying you're supposed to like everything that technology does, because honestly, somebody who gets hit by an automated car, I don't think they really love technology at that point. At least they don't love automated car technology, right? But just keep in mind, if you hate technology, this probably isn't a place for you. I'm not going to accuse anybody or give you some litmus test to tell you how to figure out if you're the one, or if you know somebody who hates technology. By the way, if you do, email me. I want to have their name down. No, I'm just kidding. Look, if you hate technology, that's your deal. I love technology personally. I like change, and I pretty much promote the change because I know that the automation of business processes make businesses better. And at my heart, I have an MBA. I love business. I understand the purpose of technology as a tool. So I'm cool with technology because I'm focused on the business anyway. So I simply use technology as a tool to enhance or improve a business. And that's pretty much it. So I don't have any hate for technology, and I'm cool with technology. I talk to technology all the time. My best friend is technology, kind of deal. So let's go on to the third one. Number three, do not like how IT professionals think. Okay, I'm being general here. So if you're an IT professional, don't give me that laser look, like you want to, shoot your laser through your eyes invisibly. Okay. Don't look at me like that. I'm just saying that, there are some people who do not like how we think. So certain IT professionals think sequentially, meaning we think step by step, very logically. We also, for the most part, and generally speaking, there's some very expressive technology professionals, but we're introverts, meaning that when I say IT professionals, I'm not getting into the non-technical types. I'm talking more like the techie types, the types that are really delving themselves and immersing themselves in technology itself. I'm talking about those people. Those people tend to, they're a little timid, a little shy, maybe not on the surface, but they're usually comfortable in dealing with technology and not necessarily with people. These are not bad people. These are simply people who love technology and simply do not find themselves having an inclination towards people or maybe customer service. So, and some people get offended by that because there's little nuances in dealing with people that IT professionals simply don't have, because to them, to an IT techie, if it doesn't relate to technology, it really doesn't trigger them to get excited or have passion or show or be expressive about it. So there's just, I'm speaking generally, but IT professionals, if you don't like IT professionals and you want to get into IT, guess what? The IT professionals are in IT. So that's just a friendly reminder that you would know that before you go into the IT field with people that you don't like. All right. So, or not necessarily don't like, but you don't like how they think. Okay. Because guess what? If you're in IT and you're going into IT, you're going to be around those people. Number four, change. If you are frustrated by change, like, for example, I don't know, a change in the way your favorite model of car has gone. I know I looked at I mean, I didn't buy a Cadillac, but I looked at the Cadillacs and just the way they have these sharp, their shape is really sharp on the edges. I don't like that. You know, I'm not saying that, I wouldn't buy a Cadillac in the future. I don't know, but it needs to be rounded. But I'm pretty good with change. That change I didn't like. So I'm not talking about if you have a one off that you don't like. I'm talking about like, hey, when you get a change, you're just like, I don't like this. So anything you just don't like change. You don't like the fact that your Uber driver drove you a particular direction and you just say, hey, don't go this way. I need to go this way. The person at your coffee shop, I don't know, adjust the way that your cup holder is, in your coffee cup. I don't know. But if you can't acclimate yourself to change, if you can't adjust to change, and you don't appreciate change, and you can't go with the flow, you don't necessarily have to love change or like change, but if you can't go with the flow and adapt with change, and you're frustrated by simply changing, technology will frustrate the mess out of you because you'll have technology that comes out, and the people who produce the technology, you'll call their help desk or their service desk and they won't even understand it. Like sometimes technology moves so fast that once a product hits the market and you're working with that product, you may very well be the foremost expert in that particular technology. And you're like, what in the world? I called the company that made it. Well, they made it. They had product development engineers who made it. And the knowledge, they wanted to put it in the market and it moved so fast that the knowledge that the product development engineers have, they haven't given that knowledge to the engineers within that company. I know it sounds weird, but I'm just giving you in-house information as far as the IT industry itself. And we're cool with that as IT professionals, seasoned IT professionals, because we realize that we could be we could be the most knowledgeable person on a particular cutting edge product and technology. And we're kind of cool with that because we understand that, but people from the outside wouldn't necessarily understand that because they don't know how the business works. But there you go. If you're frustrated by change, hey, maybe pass, look to do something else. I'm sure there's a lot of other things that you could do with your time that would be suitable for your skill set and really maximize your potential and the opportunities that you're seeking to use and utilize your skill sets. Number 5, last but not least, do not like learning new things. If you don't like learning new things, you will not like technology. I am telling you that technology, it's the rate in which you have to learn is incredible. Like you could be in a particular field and you're very comfortable with what's going on and what you're doing, and then all of a sudden it all changes. And let's put it this way, you have to learn something new to remain relevant. Or a particular certification has expired and they're going in a new direction. You have to learn something new. In my field, network engineering, then moving more towards programming, software-defined networking, which requires programming to be able to configure the devices that are going to be on the network. So we have to learn something totally new, which is different from the past. If you have an entrepreneurial mindset, it would suit you better as an IT professional because entrepreneurs either are disrupting and causing change, or they're accepting change and trying to leverage that change to enhance whatever product or service that they're building. So those are the 5 basically, things that I would say that would cause a person, or I would encourage a person if they have these 5 traits that they shouldn't enter the IT industry. And I'm gonna go over them in a summary. Number 1, if you're 100% focused on the money, like if you're focused on the money, IT is probably not a place for you. This is not a get rich quick industry because you have to learn and you have to adjust and you have to basically make yourself valuable by learning something and then applying that skill set, becoming proficient, or either having a working knowledge of it, or at least having an inclination to put together a product or a service and then lend that idea to an IT professional who could build it. So if you're just 100% focused on the money, IT is probably not the place for you. There's probably better ways to make money in this world. Number 2, hate technology. If you hate technology, hey, this is like a doctor saying that they don't like blood. Hey, blood is the business of being a doctor in certain, speaking categorically, but blood is the business of doctors. So if you don't like being a doctor, then it just doesn't make sense. If you're afraid of blood, or you don't like blood, it doesn't make sense that you would go and be a doctor. So inversely, if you don't like technology and you hate technology, don't enter the technology business. It's probably not the place for you. It goes without saying, but I had to say it. Number three, do not like how IT professionals think. If you don't like the way people think in this industry, I'm being general, it's probably not the place for you, because it would just frustrate the mess out of you, and you wouldn't really understand why we think like that, or why we enjoy being in a lab and just working on equipment and not really being bothered by people. And yeah, we'll skip lunch, we'll skip dinner, because some of us are really just passionate about the technology, that we will pretty much do whatever it takes to work on that technology. We'll skip meetings, we'll make excuses to call people back. That's just reality, because hey, playing with technology is like playing with toys, like playing with video games. So we will do whatever it takes to keep playing. If you know anybody who loves video games, guess what? They're going to make any excuse in the book so they can keep playing their video game. And that's the way it is with technology. Some of us techies love technology so much, we'll just keep playing. We'll try to get out of it. So that's how we think. If you don't like how we think, then, and I'm being general, then IT industry probably isn't the place for your skill set. Number four, if you're frustrated by change, probably not the place for you. I mean, if you think IT, I want you to think change, because that's what it is. Businesses are constantly changing, so that means the automation of those business processes are automatically going to change. So change is inevitable in dealing with the IT industry. Number five, do not like learning new things. I'm not saying you have to have just some strong passion for learning, but at least accept that as an IT professional, and being professional about it, you're going to have to consistently revamp your skill sets, and that takes knowledge. And in order to have that knowledge, you're going to have to learn. So knowledge workers work knowledge. Just keep that in mind. So those are the 5 reasons I say if somebody falls into those or have those beliefs, then they shouldn't enter IT. They shouldn't even consider IT, because they probably have a skewed perception of IT, and have been romanticized by a friend or a family member who has succeeded, or maybe they've seen someone on YouTube or seen someone on Instagram who has fancy clothing or fancy clothes or cars because of the IT industry. Or they've heard, people working on an application and then became multimillionaire when they sold the application to Google or something like that. But these opportunities and these high levels of success are doable in the IT industry. But if you are, basically going against the grain, you probably would be able to succeed in another arena. That's all I'm saying. So this is Mr. C. Johnson 007 from JumpStart IT Academy. Get skilled in IT over a college degree. You can go to fasttracktoit.com, where you could basically check out the Fast Track to IT course, where I essentially teach people how to be launched in the IT industry, where you can learn a plethora of knowledge, where you could gain a solid foundation to succeed as an IT professional. Like, share, subscribe. Talk to you later in the next video. Bye now.